now welcome you to the unit number 4, how you come across. The expression come across means how you are understood by the other people, by the people around you, by everybody. Remember, to come across, that means to be understood. Okay. And I would like to introduce to you the objectives of the lessons number 4. Like other lessons of this course, speaking number 3, you see the objectives of the lessons number 4 is that helping you to learn to improve your ability to engage in natural communication and in public speaking environments. The second one, help you to improve your vocabulary and ability to exchange ideas related to the topic, how to come across in the life. The next is also helps you to improve your speaking, listening, and reading skills. Then, and these are the questions to lead you into the lessons. You write down 6 things you were taught about good and bad manners by your parents or by your teachers at school. And then you compare your list with other students. I myself, I can have a list like that. Being friendly, behaving well and politely to friends and the elder. Being honest, never telling lies, for example. My list might be like that. And task 1, the right way to behave. You are going to read a journalist's view on manners and say if you agree with him or her. Do you agree with him, the author, or not? If you agree, you say why, and if you don't agree, you also explain why not. And this is what the author writes in his article in The Guardian, issued on Tuesday, June the 20th, 2000. This is written by Matthew Angel. I believe schools would be far better employed spending an hour a week on manners and charm instead of banging on about math. Looking people in the eye, saying thank you, offering compliments at appropriate moments, giving up your seat to an elderly lady shopping, the correct mode of address to a Belgian policeman while inebriated after a victory at football. These topics could be much more useful than most of the stuff on the curriculum. According to Matthew Angel, students or pupils at school should be taught how to behave well, should be taught good manners, good behavior together with the subjects they learn at school. So do you agree with him or not? Why? Task 2, named social behavior, is it the right things to do? You are going to read the list and you decide which of them is always or never or sometimes or usually acceptable in Vietnamese culture. Which of them depends on people's ages or the social context. A social context means is at work or at home, is that happening between friends, between colleagues, or between the boss and the employees, for example. Okay. Standing up when a teacher, boss, etc. enters or leaves the room. Men opening doors for women and helping them to take off or put on their clothes. Calling people you don't know very well by their first names. Dropping in at someone's house without being invited. Smoking in someone else's house without asking for permission. Asking people how much they earn or how old they are. A man paying for a woman's meal and drinks if he takes her out on a date. And here are some more. Coughing, sneezing, or yawning without putting your hand over your mouth. Touching people when you talk to them is obligated. Patting them on the back or putting your arm around them. Shouting or holding loud conversations in public areas or public places. Swearing or blaspheming. Men whistling or shouting commands at girls they find attractive. Couples kissing and cuddling in public. Arriving half an hour late to a social engagement without a good reason. Phoning people after 10 o'clock in the evening. Okay? And now you compare your answers with your partner's answers. And you explain your opinion. What is the right way to behave in those situations? You can use the suggested phrases like this. For example, look again. I think it's not good at all for you to cough, sneeze, or yawn without putting your hand over your mouth. Sorry. I think you might come across as being very impolite, and in your answer or in your expression of your idea, you should cooperate the suggested start like this. Again, you are not suggested to cough, sneeze, or yawn without putting your hands over your face. Because if you do that, I think you might come across as being very rude or impolite, for example. Next. In Vietnamese culture, it's not acceptable for you to phone people after 10 o'clock in the evening. You could easily give the impression that you are so rude and impolite that you do not respect the person you are calling. Or it's unacceptable for the couples to kiss and to cuddle in the public in Vietnam. A lot of people might feel that they are not well educated or they are not traditional enough to be a Vietnamese person, for example. The task 2. With a partner, you discuss the following topics. Number 1, the kind of rude behavior that infuriates you. For example, I may say, one kind of rude behavior that infuriates me is that pushing at my back while queuing in a line. Okay. Number 2, the 6 most important things a child should be taught about manners. For example, you can say, a child should be taught how to be friendly to his or her friends, how to be honest. He or she is also needs to be taught the perseverance, the patience, for example. Topic number 3, good manners between men and women. And the topic number 4, the social taboos in our country that a foreigner should know about. For example, never hug a female or a lady in the public, for example. Task 4 named perfect behavior in imperfect words. And here are the points for you to discuss with your partners or group mates. Number 1, how has people's concept of good manners changed since your parents' and grandparents' generation? For example, I myself, I can answer like that. In the old day, in the past, children or the youth used to obey the adults or the elder. They had to follow or to do whatever the elder told them to do. However, nowadays, children or the younger or the youth may freely express their ideas, providing that the way they express is polite enough. They are allowed to give the idea to the adults. Children may express the ideas so that the parents can understand them more, so that the parents know how to satisfy their children. They are not expected to obey their parents or the adults all the time. Question number 2. Is there any particular etiquette? You know, etiquette means phép lịch sự, phép cái quy tắc ứng xử xã hội, right? Attached to using modern technology such as cash dispenser, mobile phones, computers, emails, etc. For example, you are expected to put your mobile phone off during the meeting time or during the class time. Okay, you are not encouraged to use your mobile phones in the class or in the meeting room or in the home at university, for example. Number 3, have you been in any social situation where you haven't known what to do? Ask other students their opinion about what you should have done. I myself, I once was in a very difficult situation where I didn't know what to do. One day on the way to work, I saw a husband beating his wife in the street. He was so tall and energetic, and I know that I am not strong enough to beat against him. I looked around and asked for help. A lot of men and boys passing by, they just looked at the couples and smiled, and then they went away. They did nothing to help the lady. Okay, I felt so sorry, but I myself, I am not strong enough to help her. So, what's your opinion? What would you do if you were in this situation? The task 5 named Improving Your Communication Skill. Now you look at the situation and you discuss the questions in groups, work in groups. How confident or nervous would you feel in these situations? You explain why. And here are the situations. Socializing at a party where you only know 1 or 2 people. If I socialize at a party when I know only 1 or 2 people, I certainly feel nervous and embarrassed. I feel sad as well. You know, how can I talk to other people when I know just only 1 or 2 of them? I feel so strange, unfamiliar at all. No one knows me. How can I make friends with them? At first, I may feel embarrassed and shy. Number 2, suggesting a social arrangement, for example, a drink to a new acquaintance or colleague. You know, sometimes when you go to work, you miss your business contact and you have to entertain them. Sometimes you have to invite them to a drink, for example, or to a meal. And maybe at first you feel embarrassed. Meeting your boyfriend or girlfriend's parents for the first time. Oh, it's so worrying, terrifying, because we may become foolish in the parents' eyes. Number 4, asking a friend or colleague to do you a big favor. Do you know the phrase or the expression to do someone a favor? Do someone a favor or do someone a big favor. Đó là ban ơn, làm ơn, giúp đỡ cho ai đó. Talking to someone you fancy for the first time. And here are some more situations for you to discuss. Socializing for the evening with a group of people you feel are senior to you. For example, senior colleagues or your parents' friends, etc. Okay? Sometimes we feel embarrassed and we don't know what to do, how to behave in front of someone who are elder than us. The next situation, giving a 10-minute presentation to a group of 15 or 20 people. It's so stressful, I think so. Making a light-hearted speech at a wedding or a party. The next, making a complaint. For example, in a restaurant or a shop. The next, phoning someone you know you should have phoned ages ago, right? And this is the last task. So you see, the last task in each lesson is always the most challenging one. Talk it over. You discuss each problem and try to agree on the best solution. Okay, after you discuss, you share your personal ideas, you try to agree on the best solution. What do you think about life online? Do you think it's good or bad? Okay. My mother-in-law has taken over our lives. What is your solution? What's your advice to me? Number 3, my husband and my best friend have fallen out. What should I do now? Give me your advice or the best solution according to you. Why won't he introduce me to his family? He loves me and we are in love for several years, but whenever I ask him to introduce me to his family, he always refuses. Why? I want to know the answer. Can you guess? And can you show me how to solve this problem? Can we leave my mother? These are the questions in accordance with the situations in your textbook. And before you discuss this situation and come to the common or the best solution, you should read the situations in the material to get the idea first. And now is the end of our lesson. Thank you, goodbye, and good luck.